Abortion. What y'all think about abortion?
Are you recording this?
I am.
Okay. Well, I would say for abortion, I would say it's up to. I feel like it depends. I feel like if a girl gets raped, she should have the option to have the abortion. Like that's her option because she was forced to have sex, or she was forced.
Hold on, before we get too deep into this, can we join a Discord call so they can actually hear y'all talking?
Yeah, if you fucking set it up, hell, because I don't know how to set it up.
Alright, bet.
I have Discord, but I don't know how to fucking set it up. Alright, download the bitch. Are you on this website? I forgot. Yeah, I mean, this bitch just got down April 24th, and before that it was January 14th. Before that it was June 18th. God damn. I'm calling it. I don't think I'm a part of it anymore.
Alright, can y'all hear me?
Probably hasn't joined yet.
Oh.
You gotta unadd these niggas out this bitch. Who are all these niggas?
Shit. I know one of them's Tay. One of them's Sam. I forgot what we was doing. I think this was when we was playing hold on, let me call this nigga.
Do that. Do that. I'll see why. What? Yep. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. I can't believe his picture is still a dog.
That picture funny as shit, bro.
That shit is crazy.
That picture is funny as shit.
I gotta switch my picture back to my dog because we all had dogs. You got it set up, Mel? Damn, you could FaceTime on here. Can you see me, Ted?
Yeah. Running
Oh,
see you, bro. I'm gonna turn my camera on too. Let me feel better, white man.
here we go.
Oh. Oh. Hold on. Oh.
Ah!
Oh.
The IANB podcast. IANB podcast. IANB podcast. Oh man.
I've been over here talking this whole goddamn time, and my mic was muted.
That's tough.
But I was saying, y'all want y'all face showing on this hoe?
Hell yeah, fuck it. Might as well.
All
We
right.
got Tyrese.
Let
We
me
got
see if I
Machine Gun
can.
Kelly.
Already know him.
And then we got Bob Marley. Where are you putting this at? Where are you uploading this to?
YouTube.
They say YouTube?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Fuck it. Late night. The late night show looking ass.
Yeah, sued.
We ought
Yeah,
to discuss like stuff that happened at like Brian High and stuff too though. Low key.
no. I think that's a bad decision.
Or at least like sports.
I think that's also a bad decision. Yeah,
Why?
like that coach is calling up. What the fuck you say about me, boy?
Hey, you act like we gonna get somebody like that to fuck. Now, if somebody like that respond, then we on something. I'm gonna tell everybody, go watch my podcast. Oh look, I got some right here. Oh, we could honestly do those questions too, though, that we always do.
All right. I got this hoe set up. Kinda, sorta.
All right, that's a bit.
I'm gonna send y'all the link real quick so y'all can see what it look like. Or actually, I'm gonna just take a picture of it. That's a lot of work. And now it's just something basic for now, but
You ought to do those damn dates.
Oh yeah.
That shit would be funny.
all right. So, what was y'all stance on abortion?
Yeah, nigga.
Uh,
Oh. Oh, yeah, I think about that. My bad. We shut the fuck up. My fault, guys.
damn, I'm not even in here. You got Sam still on there, but not me.
That's an
You called me the
old.
other day, didn't you?
Uh, but
Where do you see
on
Sam at?
You
the
talking about
fucking thing,
Sosa?
it say Sosa, God, Money, and Wolf. 'Cause he
Oh.
used to be Wolf.
I was actually always dad. I don't know what the fuck happened to Wolf.
Are we still doing are we doing are we talking about abortion right now?
Hmm.
Hold on, I got a message.
Already? No. Let's talk about how I dance better than Cedric.
Oh, what?
How I dance better than you. Your little what was it? Well, you had posted a TikTok about that with your little wiggles.
What you talking about?
Your wiggles.
A wiggle. My
Your
signal
fuck
lock?
your this shit. I don't even know if you can see me. This is. He was like
I'll do my damn signal lock. I'll do my damn
that's
signal lock. Put my hands on you.
that's funny.
So y'all gonna answer the goddamn question or what?
Yeah, we said. I thought you said hold on.
Oh, my fault.
I'm
All right, y'all can answer it.
bad, Trevor.
All right, so abortion. I feel like it's more of a it's obviously it's there's gonna be a lot of controversy about my body and my life, my choice, whatever. But I feel like if you're grown enough to make that decision to have unprotected sex, you shouldn't get that choice to have an abortion. Now, mind you, like I was saying with the whole like if a female gets raped or whatever, like that should be her choice to decide whether or not she wants to keep the baby. Um, because she wasn't like she was forced to have that, or it was forced upon her. So it's not like she made that decision herself or with somebody else, and they just had unprotected sex or whatever like that. But I feel like 15, 16-year old, 17-year olds or whatever, or however old, if you're grown enough to make that decision to have unprotected sex and you know the consequences of unprotected sex, then yeah, like you shouldn't get that choice. Um, that's my little deal on it. Hell,
All right.
that's really
For me, I'm all for abortion. only because, like you said, like if rape, happens, because like rape isn't gonna go away. But like I would also say, like if it does come down to it, I feel like it should be an agreement that, or like a document or something, that both the man and the woman both collectively have to sign in order for that process to go through. Because like, what if the man's ready for the baby and then the woman's not? But at the same time, what if the woman's ready and then the man's not? Because like the woman's gonna go through with it, and then she's gonna, not in every case, but a lot of times with black women, I would say, like they go through the process of having the baby, and then they get mad because they're not having any help. But at the beginning, the dude already said he wasn't ready, and they're trying to force parenthood on him. But at the end of the day, they both did the do to make that baby though. So, but like at the end of the day, I'm for abortion, but I feel like both the man and the woman should legally have a responsibility and have a say in it.
Um, I agree with Melvin. I feel like um, I say I'm for it, but only to the point that I really don't care what other people do with their bodies. If that makes sense. Like,
Nah, I fuck with it.
the, like if me and my girl got pregnant right now, like me personally, I would want to have the kid. But at the same time, that's her body. She can do whatever she pleases. She wants to have the kid, she can have the kid. But at the same time, I'm gonna tell her I don't want to have a kid right now. And I'm not gonna be. I probably won't be a part of that kid's life. I think that should be, as far as legal, I feel like that should be a thing where you understand, like, you want to have this kid, but the father doesn't. He should not have to be, he should not have the right to be able to make him be financially responsible for having a kid that he may feel like he didn't
Already
want to have.
didn't want to have.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, this is a woman's problem. Like, me personally, I don't give a fuck. If my friends come and oh, I have an abortion, nigga, that's your problem. I don't give a fuck.
That's tough.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, like that's for real though. Alright, so what about uh employer vaccine mandates?
I Now see, I have a different perspective on it just because I am in the military, so we don't really have a choice. Now with like the whole COVID shit that happened, I didn't want to fucking do I didn't want to take the COVID vaccine. I don't believe COVID was a real thing, you know. I mean, I feel like they just kind of, I don't want to say made it up, but I don't think COVID was killing people like they said it was killing people and shit. So like when you have like your employer tell you like, hey, basically either you're gonna get this vaccine or you're not gonna work here anymore. I think that's bullshit. Like I really don't respect that. Like it should just be like a, hey, we recommend you to get it or whatever, but we can't force you to get it if you don't want to. Like it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like either you get this vaccine or you don't work here anymore. You know, because I mean a lot of this shit, because you got to think about like um religion and stuff, like all that comes into play when it comes to like certain things like that. And so I don't know. I know it was a big situation with like people in the military because they were just like, no, like I have, this goes against my religion and all this other stuff, and they were like, okay, well, either you get some kind of paperwork saying that it goes against your religion or whatever, and then basically it was still like a, we're gonna kick you out. And so it's like, okay, well, if you don't want the vaccine, but you have a 18, 19-year-old kid that has nothing to fall back on. It's like, okay, well, what are they supposed to do? Like, I don't know. I don't support it whatsoever. I think it's stupid. They're basically like forcing you to go and get this vaccine, whether you want to get it or not. So I don't know.
Well, me
I don't like it.
personally, I think it's stupid too because at the end of the day, like I know people die from it and it's a real thing, but at the same time, like you said, I don't think it was really as big as what they said it was initially. Like me personally, I think of COVID the same way as I think the flu. The flu killed people here and there. Okay, COVID killed people here and there. Like if you have these other conditions, you're more at risk. If like that's the same thing with the flu. Like I feel like it's just a normal fucking sickness going around that hell we just got to deal with if you get it. And hell, if you live, you live. If you don't, you don't. I mean, like as bad as say it, but like that's just how it is. At the end of the day, but as far as like the employer vaccine mandates, like that's why like I wouldn't like I'm against it, and I'm grateful that my employer didn't really force us. But well, I guess toward the end though, but before I got hired there, they did have a major layoff. I'm not gonna lie, and laid off a lot of the employees because they didn't want to have a lot of people working there.
You know, that's crazy actually. But at least you know in the future you maybe have a backup plan because they might lay your ass off too.
But at the same time, like I'm in a different position. They laid off a lot of operators, and
I'll be prepared regardless.
I mean that's why I'm trying to make some shit jiggle. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make some shit shake. But
So I'll say, um, so I'm still a student and I'm a part of the minority here, I guess. So I don't think that employees should be able to mandate it unless they have like a job where you're going to be in contact with a lot of people. But like if you're in the office working every day, like no, your employer should not be able to tell you like you need to go get this shot. But at the same time, like you probably should because it's better for your health. But regardless, like you're probably going to come with side effects. So I was talking to one of my friends, one of my sisters, the other day, and she basically said like she wants to be a nurse. Basically said she really didn't want to get the COVID shot because she knows like it comes with a side effect. Everything like most shots come with side effects. But there's like just a regular sickness or being sore or things like that. They don't necessarily want that, and they'll probably be fine without it. But she knows she needs it because she's going to be dealing with sick people, so she's going to come across it a lot more often. Now, as far as me, like I know that didn't affect Sam as much as far as like they'll tell you to go get mandates, but certain organizations, I'm a Sigma, I joined Sigma, but I know for sure the Kappas did not let you join Kappa unless you had proof of vaccination after COVID. Like that was part of their whole thing. Like, you had to have like to even be interested in them, you had got your shots and the card. I said, oh, good thing I don't want to be in a fucking Kappa. I was shocked.
hell nah. So what if? Not what if? Okay, so like how did they get away with that though? Like that's not a government thing, is it? Like with
So
the fraternities?
So technically, like in Texas, it's illegal because I forgot what law that what's Abbott passed, but it's legal to make you have the show proof or whatever. I forgot what it was. But it's legal to do that, but nobody really cares enough not saying that people don't want to be Kappas, but like if you want to be a Kappa, you're gonna go do what they want you to do. Like if you want to join an organization, you're gonna do whatever they tell you to do,
Yeah.
90% of the time. So like nobody's gonna go back and be like, oh, they made me do, unless they like kick you offline. They're not. You're not gonna go back and do that. You're just gonna do what they tell you to do.
All right. And then what's y'all take on video games and violence? I know y'all big gamers.
I don't know. I feel like certain games. I don't now. I don't think that it has anything to do with like making kids go and fucking shoot up the school and shit. Like I don't think that has nothing to do with that or like the way that because I mean like I've always played game I mean hell I've played like some of probably I wouldn't say the worst games, but like growing up I played Mortal Kombat, that's a violent game, a lot of blood, gore, whatever. You played Call of Duty and stuff like that, but like I feel like
And look where
it's
you
all
at
based
now.
on
And look where you
well,
at
I
now.
mean
What you
just
doing
because
right
like
now,
not
Trevor?
not but not everybody that plays Call of Duty is gonna end up in the military. You know, like that has nothing to do with anything. But I feel like it's the way that you're raised. I feel like that's where that comes into play. I don't think it's video games or anything like that that like makes kids nowadays violent or the way that they are and stuff like that. I think it's the stuff that their parents allowed them to do or get away with, you know? So I mean, I was raised in a family that was like very strict, so there wasn't a lot of me going out and partying or anything like that, but at the same time like I also knew better that like hey, if I go talk to these people or hang around these people that are smoking weed or selling drugs or whatever, like yeah, like obviously you're gonna get caught up or whatever or just whatever. But I don't think that video games plays a part in making kids violent. Like I feel like that's just how they're raised. Like if you're raised around if you take a kid that's raised in the hood that's always around like people selling drugs and like gangs and stuff, like that's all they know. And I'm not saying that every kid that grows up in the hood around like stuff like that turns into a gang member or anything, because you got plenty of kids that make it out and do everything like that. But when you when you surround yourself with people that's typically what you end up doing because that's all you know, that's all you see. So I don't think that video games makes that violent or makes a kid violent or anything like that. I feel like it's the way that you were raised, the way that your parents um like raise you and teach you and show you like hey, this isn't what you need to be doing or whatever. So I feel like that's more on the parent of your kids being violent or going shooting up schools or going selling drugs and stuff like that. That's more of your parents not paying attention enough. I mean, because I feel like everybody plays either like Call of Duty or some violent game, where they're like shoot hell, whether it's GTA, you can go and go rob people and shoot up people and then go to a strip club and stuff like that, but that don't mean that you gonna be doing that in real life. Like I feel like kids express themselves through video games. So whether that's Call of Duty, Minecraft, Madden, 2K, whatever, like I feel like that's a way that kids can like express themselves and just kind of like I would say like de-stress and get away from everything that's going on outside.
Get away from reality.
Yeah, because I mean, I feel like there's always times where, like, even with us, like, you might have a hard day at work or whatever, but when we hop on the game together and stuff, like, even though we get pissed off and shit just because we fucking we dying and shit, but like, like, I feel like we have a good time when we play together, even if we're not having a good time on the game itself. You know,
Yeah.
um. So I feel like if you're in the situation that we're in, it's like, okay, we might not enjoy the game all the time, but it's a way that we like. I don't want to say bond, but it's a way that we like connect with each other and just like have fun and do stuff like that. But I mean, that doesn't mean that video games are violent, because I mean, y'all have played different video games that I probably haven't played. Like, I don't play GTA like that or whatever, but like, I don't see y'all going around, hitting women or shooting up schools, or, well, I mean, Tedrick hit women, but yeah, but I don't see y'all going around doing any of that. So it's just like, I don't understand how you can blame video games for the way that children are acting. I feel like that's on the parents. It's the way that the parents are raising those children.
All right. Now, before I let you go, Tedrick, I will say I agree with a majority of everything you're saying, but I wouldn't put it all on the parents because you got to think about it. Some kids are smarter than what you think, and they when they get away from the house, when they get away from home, that's when they let themselves out because you got to think about it. You got some kids that are in households that are strict, and it's too strict for them for their personality. So they go out into the real world, and then they get influenced by their peers, and that's what changes them. The parents are doing a great job. In fact, their parents are doing too great of a job. Sometimes they need to let loose and give them a little bit more slack, and maybe they wouldn't do that out in the real world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I feel that. Yeah, because you're always gonna have like rebellious kids. You know, you. I mean, I feel like every kid is rebellious in their own way. It's just some kids are willing to take a further step with their rebellious ways. So yeah, so you will have kids that have perfect good parents, that set them up and try and give them the best of the best, but it's like you said, the parents probably do too good of a job to the point where it's just like the kids. But I mean, I feel like at that stage though, like, that's not on the parents, like, that's, and I still don't think that has anything to do with the video games though, like, I think that's just kids being kids. They get to that age to the point where it's just like, well, you can't fucking tell me what to do anymore or whatever, and it's just like,
Yeah, it's just
in the end,
it's just a phase that a majority of people go through. That
yeah,
you know, different. It varies between ages.
yeah,
And I think that if you're a violent person, you're gonna do violent shit. I don't think that video games would influence that. But Tedrick, what's your take on it?
I agree. If you're a violent person, then of course that you're gonna go into the world and do violent things. I don't think games influence that because I started playing Halo at fucking 6. Started playing Halo. Uh, we was playing GTA. And GTA, you can go out to the hospital and shoot somebody, but I've never considered going to the hospital and shooting anybody. I just think it's
Bro,
fun.
what was it? DC Fight for New York, bro. I was up playing that, and I was what 6, 7 years old, bro.
I don't know what game that
Boy,
is.
no, Def Jam Fight for New York.
Oh, I never played that.
or
Nah, that
even
was
when
fun, bro.
Call of Duty with the Makarov, and they were in the airport and they talking about some,
Oh yeah.
everybody but Russians. But like, yeah, I feel like a lot of people have played that, but it's like, you don't just think to yourself like, I'm gonna go to the airport and just shoot everybody. Like, they don't.
Right, that's never
I
that
agree with
crossed my mind.
yeah, like, I agree with y'all had said, like, it you're gonna do violent thing. A violent person is gonna do violent things, but I don't think that comes from video games.
Yeah, like, but it's like I remember what Trevor was saying. Like, it's definitely on the parents to some degree because like you gotta know, like not all parents are obviously experienced, but you gotta know when your kids are picking up like putting out weird vibes. Like
Oh, yeah.
your kids out there in nature and coming back with like dead animals, like you should have your eyebrow raised. Like you can't be completely oblivious because when you come out and you have a school shooter like I forgot to do that shot up Evolve, but I don't remember who he lived with or
But I wouldn't. But like that's a thing though. Like why would it alarm? Like just from that example though, why would it alarm the parent that they're coming home with dead animals? What if they like going out and hunting? What if that's their passion?
Well, I feel like hunting is totally different from like
but what
purposely going out. But like, I feel like the animals that they're coming back with aren't animals that you like go out and hunt. Like, if you're coming back with like dead cats, dead
what
dogs, or whatever, and stuff like that, it's like, okay, like, what are you actually doing now? If
Yeah,
you
like
like live out
yeah, I feel that.
back with like squirrels or rabbits or something, it's like, okay, cool, that's a different, but like, yeah, if you're coming back with like cats like pets, then it's like, okay, something's going on.
Yeah, all right, I feel it.
I forgot what I was saying.
My bad.
My bad, Tyrese. My fault.
Okay. Um, but really, I feel like when you have a kid that shoots up to school, I feel like the parent should have to pay some type of either financial um I think either financial back to the family or time served to some degree because you generated somebody who was a threat to humanity and didn't say anybody.
Now, see, I agree with that, but I agree with it to a certain point. I feel like once a kid gets a certain age, then I feel like I feel like it should stop at 16. I feel like the parents should be responsible. So like if somebody goes if you have a child and he's 15 and he goes up and shoots up a high school or whatever, then yeah, but I feel like 16, 17, 18, like when you're in that stage of life where basically you're a what is that called, like a pre-adolescent, you know I feel like,
Child up here adults says, but keep listening, please.
but I feel like when you get to that point, it's kind of like you can't really, because it goes back to like the kid is going to end up doing whatever, like even if you have good parents, the kid is going to end up doing whatever else, because you do have peer pressure, you do have like the internet and everything like that. um and I feel like it's so easy to get like guns and just like everything now. So I mean, you can go buy a gun from somebody off the corner or just off of eBay or Facebook Marketplace or whatever, and you can just be like, "Oh, this is for my protection," blah blah whatever. Um, and then I mean, you could go and shoot up whatever, but like I feel like it's on the parents until a certain age. Now I don't know what that age would be, but obviously, if your kid is in like middle school, elementary school, and they go up and shoot up at elementary school, whatever, then yeah, that's on you. That's on the parents. But I feel like if you're a senior or you're like a junior or something or whatever, and you understand, like they understand what they're doing, like, yeah, I'm about to go shoot up this place or whatever. Like, no, I feel like that's full heartedly on that child or on that person that did that.
I feel like once they're able to drive around, then you wouldn't be responsible for them. Like
Yeah.
16, I can see that. So, like you can get a car, you can go wherever you want, type shit.
Yeah.
But so do you? So I remember Trevor said something about it. But so do y'all think they should do anything about gun restrictions? Or first military man?
I I do. I think that I think there should be an age restriction one, and then also I think like it shouldn't be just a they shouldn't do like just a like criminal background check or whatever like that on you. Like it should be more of like a I don't know how they would do it, but I feel like you should have like a psychological test or whatever that you would have to like look into and everything like that. Because a lot of these people that go in, a lot of these kids that do shoot up schools or whatever, they don't have a criminal history. They don't, you know, like they don't have a past criminal history or anything like that. So when they do go out and do that, it's like, okay, well, it's so easy for them to buy a gun because I think you could buy a gun at 18 now. So I think like with stuff like that, it should be like a 25 or 21. You know, I would say 21. Same age that you could buy alcohol and stuff. But yeah,
This
I feel
is,
like just be a criminal
I ain't gonna
background
lie.
check. Like
Before I let you keep going, I would say I completely disagree with you on that. How would you say that it's okay for, 18, 19, 20-year old men to, go sign up for the military, get shot at, and go get weapons and shit that way, but they're able to, defend themselves until they're 21 out in the real world?
because it's totally like that's totally different. Going to most of the time when you sign up for the military, it's for something. Now, not everybody like I feel like y'all kind of get I don't want to say a bad rep for the military, but I feel like y'all have a whole different belief of the military. Not everybody that joins the military just goes straight to the front lines. That's like specific people that so that's like your SEAL Team 6 and like so you have to go through like special duties and like special tests and everything like that for that, like different trainings and stuff, but you sign up knowing that that's what you're doing. You can't just sign up and you're working in an office for like finance or whatever like that, and then they're just all of a sudden like, hey, now you're gonna go straight to the front lines and go defend our country or anything like that. Like that's not how it is. Um, so I feel like with the military, with the military, most people that do that are doing it for free education or travel or to get a visa or anything like that, like paperwork, citizenship and stuff for the United States and everything. So most of these people aren't staying in for 10, 15, 20 years or whatever. They're just doing their 4 years or whatever. They're getting whatever they wanted out of it and then they're getting out. So I think it's totally different with the military, but guns and like protecting yourself and stuff, that's why I was saying, even if it was say like 18, because I do think that you can only buy a gun if you're 18 years old, or you have to be at least 18 in some states. I don't know. um but that's why I was saying I think it should be different from just a criminal background check. Like they should do some kind of other check for that. Because like I support guns. I think everybody should have a gun or whatever if you know how to use it, when to use, if you use it for the right purposes, not just to like like it should be used for self defense. Everybody, I feel like everybody should have a gun or a weapon or something where they can have it for self defense, because there's going to be break-ins, there's going to be robberies and stuff like that. But when it comes to like these kids just easily getting guns and stuff, it's because like, oh yeah, go in here, and if you're buying it from an actual gun store or a pawn shop or something like that, you have to be a certain age. But like it's so easy for the kids now to just yeah, I'm gonna go get a gun from this dude off of fucking Facebook Marketplace or whatever, and then that's it, you know. So I feel like it should be. That's why I was saying that there should be a different test besides just like a background check. Like there has to be like a psychological thing or something where it's just like, okay, well, I don't know if you qualify for that, or you probably shouldn't. I don't know, but that's my point on it with like the whole military thing that you were talking about, because that's two different things. I would feel.
So basically, I agree with Trevor to an extent. So hold on, I lucky forgot what Trevor said. You've been talking so damn long.
how you agree with him and you forgot what he said? Bitch
Okay.
ass.
Oh, oh, basically, there is a age limit for buying it from a reputable seller. I don't remember if it's 18 or 21, but the thing is, people don't. So you can sell guns privately. There's gun shows, the NRA, like people sell guns privately, and you don't have to disclose any information to the government when you sell a gun privately. So that's how like there's an easy way to bypass that. So realistically, I don't see them ever changing the fact that how easy it's going to be to get a gun. I don't think they're ever really instruct or put in place any restrictions for it. I think it's good for everybody, at least every homeowner, to have a gun. Because if I go over your house and I find out like you're not safe, like I'm going to feel some type of way. Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to be. But at the same time, like I understand people don't want to have a gun, but at the same time, you should have the option to have one if you want to. I was watching a video. I don't remember if it was on TikTok or YouTube, but there was a kid in I think somewhere in Europe. I think it was England, but he literally was walking into people's houses, and he walked into this little family's house. Like the woman's outside planting in her garden. He walks past her. She's yelling at him. He walks into their living, like into their flat, and his it's a man and his two little children, like children, and you just have this nigga walking through their house. Like you're not safe. I would rather you have a gun and somebody like nobody just walk into your house. Is the and whatever it's called, you have to have like gang people have knives. Like you have knives, and you have to fight somebody with a knife. You have to be to some to some degree experienced to disarm them. Like you're gonna beat somebody with just a knife off the street as an average person. So I'd rather you have a gun to be able to defend yourself. At the same time, as far as school shootings and stuff like that, I feel like we should have armed police at the school already. Like I feel like that's a normal thing. I think there should be like a certain amount of students, like you have to have this amount of police officers, and that's literally creating jobs and making sure that your children are safe.
Yeah. I also think that they should initiate like the what's that shit that you walk through at like TSA?
I was talking
Like
about security checks.
yeah, well,
The
yeah, like
metal
security checks,
detectors.
but then like yeah, metal detectors. Like I feel like you should.
So
I feel like
some schools already got this shit.
yeah, but I feel like all schools need that. Like every school should have at least like a metal detector at every entrance. That way it's because I feel like now you probably wouldn't stop it, but you would definitely see a decline in school shootings if you had that. Because I mean, you're always gonna have the ratio to police officers is probably always gonna be 200 to 1, 100 to 1, depending on how big the school is. So um, you'll never have enough like police officers and stuff like that. But I do think that like metal detectors and say like having hall monitors work in the morning, like at each, like just have a station until school starts. Um, at each one of those like little entrances or whatever where those things are. That way, it's like, hey, if it does go off, boom, well, let me search it or whatever. Like you can catch it right then and there. Now, I'm not saying that it's just gonna completely stop school shootings, but I feel like you would definitely see a decline in school shootings. with that.
You know, Brian Hall almost had a school shooting.
Did it really?
Y'all remember that? I forgot his name though.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah.
No, did you
That
know
was
that?
what we went through.
I don't
We
remember
had
this.
we had the whole damn near Bryan Police Department there.
When was this?
This was either our junior or senior year.
I think it was junior year. I think it was a sophomore or junior year. I'm sure this is not senior year because I have knee brace. So do you remember? Not for sure about senior because the police were older than us. So do you remember Donnie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Josh.
You remember his older brother?
Yeah.
No.
I'm talking about.
Oh, my bad.
Well, he had an older brother, and there was a Mexican dude at school, and he sold him weed, and his older brother was upset because he said the weed was trash, so he slapped him in the courtyard. So he like full on slapped him. He didn't know that the dude that he slapped had a gun in his backpack already. He had a gun for another dude that was in your grade. I forgot his name as well, but I think it was I don't remember his name, but I'm not gonna put out no false information. But he had a gun ready to shoot somebody else in your grade. I don't know why. I never found out why he had that. But he had a gun and he had a machete for him.
In a
And
machete?
he so machete. He literally slapped him, not knowing he was armed. And I always say that he had amazing self control because if you slap me in front of everybody and I know I have weapons on me, it's up for you.
You getting
So,
put on the T-shirt?
yeah, the kids
You
will have the
getting?
option to shoot your blood sore.
That's insane.
That was either that had to been sophomore year because he was much. I forgot how old he was, but he was definitely older than us.
Yeah.
I think we were sophomores. That make more sense with me. But shit, I was nowhere near that. But
So what happened after school?
he went to they arrested him. He
Um,
was going after school for. I don't know how they found out he had that on him, but he must have been talking to somebody. But they found out he had it because remember Coach Smith?
yeah.
He called him into his office and they arrested him there.
Coach Smith.
Fat black coach, fat black assistant principal. He wasn't a coach at our school.
Oh yeah, I remember. I
I don't know
remember.
why they call him coach. I don't know why we call him Coach Smith because he did not coach anything at our school.
No, he didn't.
He was annoying.
I do remember.
I feel like teachers should have the option to be armed.
No, no,
You don't think so? Why not?
no. Dude, because I feel like sometimes them teachers be getting like they be getting aggressive. So imagine like you arguing with the teacher, they pull out a fucking gun.
But like
Like,
realistically, who's gonna pull out a gun on a kid? Unless like the kid's beating you up, which I feel like the kid shouldn't have to. Because remember, Coach Hamilton got
yeah, he
fired
got
arrested.
arrested for
He
that.
got in a fight. He got attacked.
Yeah, because the kid came at him and started hitting him. And now, see, I do think that that's stupid. I think because it's like, okay, so what are you supposed to do? Just let this kid beat up on you? Like, this ain't no elementary school kid or a middle school kid or where, like, this is damn near a grown man
Literally,
putting hands on you. But just because he's not 18,
you have to let him do it. See,
yeah,
me,
you know, like, I think that's stupid.
I would have sued him for assault.
Yeah, I think that was stupid. I do not agree with that. I feel like if it is in self defense and it could be proven that it was self defense, which I mean, hell, they got cameras everywhere, so they
He
probably
had
could
30
have.
students. He was
Huh?
substitute. He was in class. He had 30 students.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, if you had good evidence of like, hey, this grown man came and started attacking me first, then yeah, it should have been like, all right, cool, whatever. But the fact that they arrested him and stuff because it was like, oh, you put hands on a minor and stuff, like I understand that, but
That might not be my ass. Somebody had to stop him.
that's insane that you can't do anything just because he's not 18 or he's still considered a minor or whatever, and he started it, But
Honestly, I think it was much more than that. Like, I think, what race was the little boy?
We actually don't know.
yeah, I have no clue. I just remember hearing that he got arrested, and then I remember seeing his mugshots hanging up in the school. I was like, okay, that's crazy. Y'all know Lester is still working at Bryan High?
Sure.
I thought he retired. That's crazy.
No, he is still, bro. We went to my sister's graduation this year, and I guess he has like an award or something
Yeah,
that
I
they
won it. I got it
Did
sitting
you
on my,
actually?
yeah, I got it sitting above my fireplace right now.
that's insane.
What's the award?
Hold on, let me go get it. Let me read it.
Yeah, but that shocked me because he was at the graduation, and I was like,
Yeah, it's that and a couple
they were
$100.
there when because they were there when he was there when my older sister was there, and that was back in like 2012.
He's been there for a
I mean,
while. I remember he was there when somebody mama was there. I forgot who it was.
damn.
He's
All
been
right,
there for a while.
the Lester B. Banks Senior Memorial Scholarship Award.
Yeah, that's insane.
You won a scholarship.
Yeah, it was a couple $100.
I had an academic scholarship to Abilene Christian.
You didn't go. This is the military.
Boy,
Life,
did
life like.
I? Did I?
I had a scholarship to a D3 school for track, but I didn't see it until after I went to TSCC because I didn't check my emails.
Emails. I
Hmm
need to know. I should have went somewhere else at the Sam though.
Well, that's because your stayed hurt. That's why.
But,
Boy, after you tore your ACL, I didn't see you on the field ever again.
well, I couldn't.
Hell, might as well have said I was hurt too. Shit. Well, I played a good one game a season, one game a year.
All right, that's all you're allowed to play. You get your quota every year too.
Boy, what?
Hey Tom, get on the. Hey, you in trouble now? What? But I do. I don't know. I'll make something up when I get to the crowds.
All right, what do y'all think about vaping? Should be banned in
Trash.
all public places.
In all public places.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like you just shouldn't be able to. Wherever you can't. I feel like you can't smoke there. You shouldn't be able to vape there.
Yeah, it should be like the same with like cigarettes and stuff. So like with malls and stuff like that. Now, you do have like designated smoke areas. Like I know they have like designated smoke areas in like airports and stuff now.
Hmm
But I feel like it should be like that for vapes too. So like if you can't smoke inside of a mall, you shouldn't be able to vape inside of a mall or like a restaurant or anything like that. Now, if the restaurant's policy is like, hey, I don't care if you smoke or whatever, like outdoor seating or whatever, then obviously that's like the restaurant's policy or whatever. But if I feel like if ultimately if you can't smoke somewhere, then or smoke a cigarette somewhere, then you shouldn't be able to vape there either.
I agree 100%. All right. What about obesity should be labeled a disease?
Disease?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it should be labeled a disease. That's kind of
That's
I don't
like,
know.
like
Yeah, I think. Go ahead.
I mean, I just feel it's kind of unnecessary. Like, why would it be a disease?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it should be a disease, but I would say it's if they're like just sitting there okay with it, I would say it's a mental illness.
I wouldn't say it's a mental illness. I feel because you now me personally, I would never want to be obese, but that's just my I just have like a high. I don't want to say I have a high respect for myself, saying that people that are obese don't, but I couldn't let myself get like that. Like I just wouldn't be able to live with myself if I did get obese or anything like that. Um, because there's still stuff that I still want to be able to do. Like I want to be able to like play with my kids, play with my grandkids and stuff. I don't want to be I don't want to be one of those like couch potatoes or like I need people to drive me around and I'm sitting in the back of a van or something, or
Wait, that
like yeah, or like I can't get out of the bed by myself, or I have to have like special treatment to like use the bathroom or stuff like that. So I don't think it should be classified as like a disease or a mental illness because, a lot of people like to eat. Hell, I like to eat, you know. But I feel like once you get to a certain weight, it's like, okay, dude, like you got to do something, because but, then again it's their body, you know. So can't really can't really tell them or force them to exercise or anything like that. They got to be able to want to do that on their own. So
we're talking about children. So, Trey, Melvin, are we talking about children or are we talking about like adults?
Obesity.
Oh, fat people.
Hmm.
This period, I feel like it should obviously be recess and making sure that kids are active. But after you graduate, I don't think after you graduate, after you go to like high school, it don't matter no more. Like you can do whatever you want.
Actually,
Maybe like
I would say it should be labeled a disease because you got to think about it. After like I just sat here and thought about it. Like, you got to think who's actually eating that much, and like I can see like some people like eating a lot of food, right? But like you got to think about it. Think about like people like Man versus Food, where they eat and eat and eat and eat and eat, and that's all they do. They all they do is excuse me eat, and you got to think about like some people on the my 600 pound life and shit. Like they don't eat as much as those people do. So like you got to think about like it's different things going on inside of that person's body that ain't inside of the person that ain't obese.
yeah,
you
but I feel like with people like that though, like people that do these food challenges and shit, like one, they train their bodies to do that, and then two, they also like they do exercise. So it's not like they just eat whatever and then they just kind of they don't do anything. They don't work out or anything.
All right, so
And now I feel like
what do you take about me? Right now, I haven't worked out in about like if you like okay, so like I work out here and there, but if you're talking about like a consistent routine, I don't work out. Like, and I haven't worked out since we fucking
yeah,
graduated
but
high school.
hold on.
but
Is
you
it-
also you also go to work and like
I go to
you
work and
do
sit my ass down, and if I'm not sitting down, I'm walking around.
okay,
Let me respond.
hold on. But okay, go ahead. My bad.
So now you got to realize like there's different genetics. Like some people are just predestined, like not predestined, but they're more like Melvin. I'm not gonna lie, like you, I noticed like you don't be working out, but you be having fucking full abs. You have your muscles show very well.
Yeah,
I feel like I work out more than you, but that's not for me. Like I can't get that. Like there's certain people are just develop certain ways, and they are
they're naturally blessed with that.
yeah, just differently. So like your metabolism, like I'm skinny. I eat more than some of my sisters, and they some of them weigh more than me, and I eat more than them. Yet I still weigh a lot less than them. Like it's just metabolism is what you're already your genetics, what you're born with. You know, it's just different for everybody. So like um, is, weren't you big growing up? Weren't you big when you were like second grade?
No, when I was like 1 and 2.
Me too. Is crazy.
But
It
I still think
was
that that's
Junior. Junior used to be fat.
So junior,
Junior was fat all the way up to middle school.
believe it. There was somebody photos I seen. It's just different for everybody. So like
but I also feel like you're still active though. Like even if you're going out there and making that fence, like you're still out there sweating and being active. Whether it's like it, you don't have to be like lifting weights or running or doing anything like that. Like you're outside, you're walking around, you're swinging a hammer, you know, cutting wood or whatever you're doing. Like you're still being active. Like the 600-pound life, they like stay on the couch the whole time. They have food delivered to them. Like they literally don't leave the house, don't leave the living room or their bedroom or whatever like that. So like even if you're just walking around or like you're building your fence or just whatever, it's like okay, you're still doing stuff to break down that food, to sweat and stuff like that. Like you don't have to go out and do CrossFit and everything like that. You know, I mean, hell. But I mean, when you sit on the couch every day and just watch TV, and then it's all. I feel like it's all about what you eat too. You know, you don't eat out every day. You know, even if you ate out 4 days out of say 7, you still wouldn't just be gaining weight like that. Now you might put on a couple of pounds or whatever, but you're not just gonna be gaining weight. But when you have people that like eat a full pizza, large pizza by themselves, and then they sit on the couch, and then they go and eat a gallon of ice cream. They sit on the couch, and then they're drinking nothing but like soda and just all this other stuff. Like they do that to themselves, you know. But like you don't just go out there and you specifically. I don't see you eating out every day. You know, you're not drinking nothing but soda or anything like that. So like it also depends on like what you're putting into your body and stuff like that too. You know, because hell, you could never work out, but if you're eating home cooked meals the whole time, then yeah, you wouldn't you're not gonna be gaining weight like that. God damn.
I feel it. Hmm. All schools should have armed security guards.
I think we had touched on that already.
yeah, I definitely think they should, but I think it should be to a point where those armed security guards are not interacting with the kids. That they need
Yeah.
to have a satellite office that's close enough to the campus for them to respond. But they're not in distance talking with those kids. I say at least a minimum of five, depending on where, depending on the population of school, a minimum of five, and then build up if you need to.
I would say, yeah, but honestly, that's what we already had at Bryan High. We had the polices. but the policemen interacted with the kids, and I don't think that they should be able to. I think should be strictly,
Wait, talk to them niggas.
huh?
You was talking to them niggas?
I wasn't, but
I
if
remember them,
huh?
like on that catwalk and just standing there. I'd never even thought about that for real. But we had some.
Yeah,
Those for homeowners, we had 3 of them until one of them got fired. So we had 2 of them most of the time we were there. Like, what was homeowners gonna do?
yeah. Like the homeowners did, like they don't do nothing. They really just be interacting with the kid.
Yeah. So I just feel like if you have my kid from 8 to 4 or 8 to 5 or whatever, that I should be that you should be take that I shouldn't have to worry about my kid's safety if you're with him if they're with you that long of that day. So I personally would like. So me personally, I don't want to send my kid to private school until like in high school. I want my kid to be in private school just because I feel like my kid will be safer as far as like someone breaking in and doing things to my kid.
So I gotta ask you this though. So with your kid growing up in a private school, and then his last few stages of life, you throw him into a public school, you don't think there's gonna be a bit of a change?
So that is the point because life is all about change. Like you have to move on to do different things in your life. And not saying like, he can't still hang out with his friends that he's built up to that point, but also private schools. Depending on what private schools. Do you remember the family that
Uh,
stayed down the street from us? That wasn't not Garrett, but Gavin and them.
yeah.
So they sent Gavin's little sister to a private school where she learned not only Spanish, she learned Italian, and she learned how to do ASL, and there was another language I can't remember. But she's cultured to a part where she could go somewhere in the world and really understand how to conversate and live life and do things like she would want to do as an adult. I feel like I would want my kid to learn other languages because I feel like that's important for him to go out and just explore the world. Now, as far as being put into a new situation, that's all about life. When I left Bryan High, I'm not talking to people from Bryan. Like I haven't talked to anybody from Bryan High other than y'all. Like I don't know in how long. Like I had to go to college and make new friends. After I get out of college, I had to go to graduate school and make new friends. After I get out of graduate school, I got to go into real life and make new friends. Like you're always gonna have to do that regardless. But learning it a little bit earlier will be fine.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yes, you're right.
All the questions. I ain't gonna ask 2 a.m.
Do what?
Says that all the questions because I'm not gonna lie, it's 2 a.m.
So it's 3 over here.
No, I was just gonna keep going until one of y'all said something.
I'm saying something.
All right, nigga. It sounds like a good stopping point to me here.
I'm, oh shit! I'm gonna hop in the shower.